Shishiba and Osaragi from the Order are investigating the massacre at JAA's Tokyo Bureau, where nearly 40% was wiped out. As a result, JAA's stocks are falling and clients are canceling requests. Shishiba believes management may revise regulations and recruit more staff. He also thinks it's time to bring the rest of the Order back. Meanwhile, Kashima is treating Gaku's severed fingers, but Gaku still feels overwhelmed by Takamura's strength. Kei Uzuki tells Gaku he should consider himself lucky to be among the few who survived a fight with Takamura. Uzuki expresses fatigue over the failed JAA operation, surprised that Takamura showed up. When Gaku inquires about Takamura, Uzuki admits he knows nothing about him, only that he possesses immense power. Uzuki once thought Takamura was just a fictional character. Kei Uzuki believes it's time to recruit new members to strengthen their party, especially with tightening security at other branches. He prefers to start with fresh talent rather than seasoned assassins from the JAA. Meanwhile, Shin Asakura claims ignorance about JCC but agrees to accompany Sakamoto, leaving Haisuke disappointed. He later learns that JCC is an assassin school where Taro Sakamoto graduated. Aoi Sakamoto confronts Taro Sakamoto about potentially enrolling Hana at JCC, suspecting he wants to turn her into an assassin. In reality, Taro plans to reapply as a student to gather intel. The scene then shifts to Taro and Shin Asakura on a flight to JCC. Shin is skeptical about Taro's plan, but Taro insists it's the safest way to gain access. Shin notices that many older candidates are also on the flight. Sakamoto states the JCC has no age limit, but the transfer student exam is very challenging, causing many to retake it multiple times. Shin fears officials might recognize Sakamoto, a graduate, but he plans to wear a disguise. The scene also introduces Akira Akao, and one candidate reveals that only 1 in 40 applicants passes the initial test. The test changes every year, leaving everyone uncertain about what to expect. Sakamoto and Shin are often the first to go, leading to Sakamoto losing his spaghetti after a kick. Shin questions Sakamoto's intentions, but he refuses to retaliate as it won't restore the spaghetti. Akira Akao wonders if they're nervous but decides to focus on her own survival. Just then, flight attendant Mizuno arrives to explain the first test rules. Mizuno states that among the 360 applicants on the flight, there are undercover test administrators with special bullets marked JCC. Candidates need to identify an administrator and steal their bullet. When one asks if they can kill the administrator afterwards, Mizuno confirms they can if they succeed. Mizuno starts the first round of JCC's transfer exam, where candidates randomly receive weapons to use against each other. One candidate, frustrated with his spatula, questions how to fight with it. Mizuno swiftly takes the spatula and strikes his throat, emphasizing the need for an assassin to adapt to any situation. A masked assassin shoots down 3 people, while another candidate speculates that JCC administrators are in their mid to late 20s. Meanwhile, Shin Asakura uses his psychic ability to locate an administrator, but struggles due to the crowd. Akira Akao accidentally fires a machine gun, prompting pleas for mercy. She notices Sakamoto choosing a ballpoint pen as a weapon and thinks he's doomed. To her surprise, he defeats an applicant with it. Curious about Sakamoto, she sees trouble brewing as others mistake him for an administrator. When they charge at him, Akira inadvertently gets between them. Sakamoto then throws the pen, taking out the attackers, and Akira thanks him for saving her life. Afterwards, he identifies a test admin, and Akira expresses her admiration for Sakamoto, saying he inspires her to do her best. However, she refuses the JCC bullet he offers, as she respects someone who wouldn't take it. Meanwhile, in business class, the masked assassin Mafuyu Seba is about to kill flight attendant Mizuno when Shin Asakura intervenes, throwing him off guard. Mafuyu unleashes a strong attack, leaving Shin slightly wounded on his right shoulder. However, Mafuyu reacts oddly when Shin's blood lands on his mask. When Shin questions him about being a clean freak, Mafuyu explains he only took the transfer test after catching the flu from his brother. Frustrated by Mafuyu's confidence, Shin prepares for a serious fight as Mafuyu reveals hidden weapons, initiating their intense battle. Shin wants to prove himself and not depend on Sakamoto. Using his psychic abilities, he anticipates Mafuyu's moves and lands strong strikes. He apologizes, needing to finish the battle quickly to catch up with someone. And that's the end of this episode.